God says, "My beloved child, listen carefully because this is an emergency message sent straight from heaven to your soul. I am speaking to you right now because time is running out, and there is a great movement happening around you that you cannot yet see. The heavens are watching, the angels are trembling, and Archangel Michael himself has been sent on high alert because something is about to unfold in your life that will shake everything you thought you knew. Michael is standing before you right now with his sword of light drawn, not to frighten you, but to defend you from a tragedy that was planned against you. You have been walking under the radar of divine protection for so long that you did not realize how many attacks have been deflected from you by unseen hands. But tonight, the heavens are whispering urgently, "Wake up, my child, do not delay, open your spirit, and listen." There is a storm that was meant to come your way, but it does not have to touch you. God says, "The reason I am reaching you so suddenly, so forcefully, is because the enemy has planted something near your path that could have destroyed your peace, your mind, and your blessings. You have been wondering why lately your sleep feels disturbed, why your heart feels heavy for no reason, why you keep sensing that something isn't right. It is because your spirit already knew what was coming. But the moment you open your heart and receive this message, heaven begins to intervene. Archangel Michael says, "This is not a test. This is an alert." He is watching over you right now as you read this. The light that surrounds you is growing brighter because the power of God is rising against what was sent to harm you. There was someone speaking against your name, there was a conversation happening behind closed doors, there was an intention to block what was rightfully yours, but the voice of God has entered that situation now. What they meant for harm, God is about to turn into your greatest breakthrough. God says, "My child, do not panic, but also do not ignore this. I know your heart has been weary. I know you have been praying for answers, asking, 'God, why are things so strange lately? Why do I feel like I am being watched or tested?' It is because your spirit is awakening to divine awareness. The tragedy that was designed for you has already been seen in heaven, and divine countermeasures have been launched. Archangel Michael has stationed angels around you, one to your right, one to your left, one before you, and one behind you. You may not see them, but if you pay attention, you will feel sudden warmth on your skin, a gentle shift in the air, or even a sudden calm that comes out of nowhere. That is the sign that they are near. God says, "You are not abandoned. You are not alone. I know how much you have lost, how much you have cried in silence. I have seen the nights you tried to stay strong while your heart was breaking. You kept helping others while no one knew how empty you felt. You smiled while pain lived inside your chest. But I was there. Every tear you shed became a seed planted in the soil of your destiny. And now the harvest is near." Michael is kneeling beside you, whispering, "Stand firm, chosen one. Don't fear what is coming, because what was meant to break you will awaken you. The emergency is not to destroy you, it is to shake away everything false that has surrounded you. God is pulling back the curtain, revealing the truth about people and situations that were hidden in shadows. You might lose some connections soon, but it is heaven's way of removing what no longer serves your purpose. You will see sudden shifts, unexpected news, unusual dreams, even random memories resurfacing, but don't be frightened. It is all part of divine revelation. God says, the tragedy that was planned will pass by like a shadow at noon. You will not be harmed, because your spirit is marked with divine ownership. Heaven has written your name in light, and no darkness can erase it. But you must remain in prayer. You must stay aware. Do not allow fear to take root, for fear is the door the enemy tries to use. Instead, every time you feel anxious, whisper, "I trust you, God." Those 4 words are your shield. Every time you say them, light floods your surroundings and confuses the forces of darkness. Archangel Michael says, "There was a meeting in the unseen realm where your name was spoken, but I have entered that meeting with the authority of God and cancelled the decree." The tragedy that was forming is now dissolving, but the residue of fear tries to cling to you. That is why you must clear your space. Speak words of faith in your home. Play gentle worship or just talk to God in your own words. Tell Him, "Thank you for saving me even when I didn't see the danger." Gratitude multiplies protection. God says, "I am not late. I am right on time." There are moments when it seems like I am silent, but my silence is strategy. I allow certain storms to approach just so you can see that they cannot touch you. The purpose is not to frighten you but to prove to you that you are protected. Every challenge you face right now is being recorded in heaven as evidence of your endurance. Angels are writing your story as a testimony for others who will come after you. Michael says, "Hold on, beloved soul. The air may feel heavy, but this is just the moment before the dawn. The energy around you is shifting rapidly because a spiritual exchange is taking place. Old burdens are leaving your energy field, and new blessings are being installed. You might feel emotional waves for no reason, crying one moment, laughing the next, but this is spiritual detox. It is your body adjusting to higher frequency light. God says, "You will not cry from tragedy, you will cry from relief." The tears that are coming are holy tears, tears of release, of cleansing, of gratitude. You will soon understand why you had to go through certain things. You will see that every delay protected you from premature exposure. The reason your plans were paused was because the environment was not yet safe for your breakthrough. But I have cleared the way now. The tables have turned in your favor. Michael says, "Someone will soon try to reach you again, someone who hurt you, someone who took your kindness for granted. But before you answer, listen to your spirit. Not every voice deserves access to your peace. The devil uses familiar voices to reopen closed wounds. But you are being trained now to discern truth from deception. God says, if the energy does not bring peace, it does not come from me. The emergency was designed to awaken you to a higher level of faith. You are entering a divine upgrade. The reason it feels chaotic right now is that your old vibration cannot exist in the new frequency you are being raised into. You will notice that some desires, habits, or even relationships will begin to fade away naturally. Don't chase them. Let them go with love. You are ascending. God says, soon, I will show you why you had to be isolated. The loneliness you felt was not punishment, it was preparation. You were being hidden under divine secrecy while your enemies thought you were finished. But they have no idea what I've been building in you behind the scenes. You are about to be revealed as a miracle that no one can explain. Those who whispered about you will be left speechless when they see what I do next in your life. Michael says, heaven is moving resources in your direction. A financial blessing that was blocked is being released. Something that was lost or stolen from you is returning. God says, you will recover what was taken, and more. You will have divine favor in places that once rejected you. You will find open doors where you once saw only walls. But, my child, you must remember, protection and obedience go together. When you feel that nudge in your spirit saying, don't go there, or don't speak to that person, obey it immediately. That is me guiding you through intuition. Archangel Michael is amplifying that inner voice so you don't miss the warning. You are safe, but you must stay connected. The tragedy was meant to break your focus, but it will not succeed. In fact, after this moment, your spiritual vision will sharpen. You will start to sense energy before events happen. You will notice repeating numbers, feathers, songs, and symbols that seem to follow you. That is how heaven will confirm that the message was real. Every sign will say, you are protected. God says, I am sending you confirmation within 24 hours. It might come as a message, a dream, or a coincidence so specific that you'll know it could only come from me. When it happens, whisper, thank you, God. I receive your message. That acknowledgement activates the next phase of your divine protection. Michael says, the sword of truth is being lifted over your life. Lies that were spoken against you are about to collapse. Those who tried to harm your name will face the truth they created. You don't have to fight them, heaven will handle it. Your only job is to stay in peace, because peace is your power. God says, do not be afraid of what is coming. The tragedy that was planned will turn into testimony. The storm will roar, but it will not touch you. You will stand in the center of chaos and remain unharmed, because my light surrounds you like armor. I am your shield, your provider, your protector, and your peace. Nothing can happen outside my permission, and I have already declared that you will live, prosper, and rise. Michael is standing guard over your home tonight. He walks through your rooms as you rest, clearing away energies that do not belong. You may even sense a sudden calm or notice that the air feels lighter. That is because angels are cleansing your space. They are sealing your home with light. God says, "You will sleep in peace tonight." No nightmare, no negative thought, no whisper of fear will reach you. I am covering you with the wings of divine protection. When you wake tomorrow, you will feel renewed, strong, and strangely hopeful. That is your sign that the emergency has been handled in the spiritual realm. But remember, my child, the greatest tragedy is not danger from outside, it is forgetting who you are inside. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. Your soul carries divine frequency, and that is why darkness tries to attack you so hard. The enemy only fights those who are a threat. So do not fear the attack, it is proof that you carry light powerful enough to threaten darkness. Michael says, you were never meant to live in fear. You were born to carry divine authority. When you speak light, darkness trembles. When you pray, the spiritual realm realigns. You have more power than you realize. The time has come to stop doubting yourself. You have been trained through pain, refined through tears, and chosen through trials. Now the crown of victory is near. God says, I am turning your tragedy into triumph. You will soon tell a story that begins with heartbreak but ends with divine glory. You will inspire others to believe again. You will help those who feel lost, because you will speak from experience. That is why the enemy tried to break you, he wanted to silence your testimony. But he failed. You are still standing, and heaven rejoices every time you take another breath of faith. Michael is smiling now. He says, the emergency is under control. The threat has been neutralized. The weapon formed did not prosper. You may still feel echoes of fear for a moment, but they will fade as divine peace fills you. The worst is over. Now begins your restoration. God says, expect divine surprises. Out of nowhere, blessings will appear. Doors you forgot about will open. People will come forward with offers, help, and favor. It will seem sudden, but it was all timed perfectly. Heaven's timing is never late, it just looks delayed to human eyes. You will also notice that people who once ignored you will start noticing you again, but this time, you will not chase validation. You have learned that peace is more valuable than attention. You have learned that divine love is greater than human approval. You have learned that faith is stronger than fear. That is the wisdom I wanted you to carry into your next season. Michael says, the chosen one has passed the test. You stayed kind when you could have become bitter. You kept praying when it felt pointless. You believed even when hope seemed gone. That endurance has unlocked divine favor. You are about to step into blessings that will make sense of every hardship. God says, I have marked this moment in heaven's calendar. This is the turning point. The energy of tragedy has been rewritten into the energy of triumph. The emergency that began with fear will end with celebration. You will soon say, now I understand why it all had to happen this way. Before this message ends, place your hand on your heart and whisper, I am protected, I am chosen, I am loved. Feel the warmth rise inside you. That is divine energy responding to your affirmation. It seals your spirit with peace. God says, you will not cry from loss, you will cry from joy. What was meant to harm you has already backfired. The divine army has fought on your behalf. You are walking out of the storm into sunlight. Your name is safe, your destiny is secure, and your future is radiant. Michael says, it is done. The emergency is resolved. The tragedy is reversed. The chosen one is safe. And heaven rejoices over you. So rest now, my child. You are loved beyond measure. Trust God completely, pray with faith, and know that every breath you take is surrounded by angels. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are blessed. You are victorious. God says, my child, this message is not an ordinary message, it is a divine alert, a sacred whisper breaking through the veil of time. Heaven is trembling to reach you because something unseen has been set in motion around your life. Archangel Michael stands beside you with his sword of light drawn, and he is saying with urgency, it's an emergency. Heaven has seen a shadow rising, a tragedy that was being prepared against you in silence. But before it could reach you, God sent His angels to block its path. You are not reading this by accident. This is divine timing, the moment when heaven chooses to speak before disaster strikes. You have been feeling an uneasiness in your spirit lately, a strange heaviness that you couldn't explain, as if something was about to happen. That feeling was not your imagination, it was your spirit sensing the spiritual warfare unfolding around you. There are forces that wanted to see you fall, but God says, I will not allow it. Archangel Michael has been standing between you and the danger, and his voice is echoing across realms. My child, you must not ignore this message. You must open your heart now, because this is the moment of interception. This is the moment heaven stops what hell was planning. God says, the tragedy was not natural. It was being prepared spiritually. There was a conversation in the darkness, where your name was mentioned, where a plot was forming to break your peace, to shake your foundation, to cause you to question your faith. But heaven intervened. God says, I sent my light to expose it before it could manifest. Archangel Michael was dispatched before you even knew the storm existed. He has been watching every move around you, and now he is commanding you, pray. Don't panic. Speak light into your atmosphere. Because the enemy feeds on fear, but your protection activates through faith. God says, this is not a message of fear, but a message of awakening. It is an alert meant to shift your spirit from distraction to divine focus. The coming hours and days are critical. You may notice sudden emotional changes, strange dreams, or unexpected people reaching out to you. These are not random events. They are signals. Some will come as distractions, others as tests. Heaven is saying, be alert. There will be an attempt to pull you into confusion, to make you react emotionally instead of spiritually. But the Spirit of God says, be still, for I am already at work. Archangel Michael is standing at your door, not a physical one, but the spiritual door of your life. He is knocking because he needs your permission to intervene completely. You must say these words from your heart, God, I open my life to your divine protection. Archangel Michael, guard me now. When you do, you will feel a shift, like a wave of calm washing over your heart. That is heaven sealing you, securing your path from the unseen tragedy that was about to unfold. There is someone connected to you who is not as they appear. God says, this person was unknowingly being used to bring pain, not because they are evil, but because they are spiritually weak and easily influenced by darkness. You've been sensing something off, a strange energy, a tension when they are near. That's your spirit warning you. God says, do not confront them with anger. Cover them with prayer. I am handling it. The tragedy that was being designed would have used emotional pain as its entry point. But you must not give the enemy access through anger or fear. Forgiveness is your shield, and prayer is your sword. Archangel Michael is speaking, and his tone is firm yet full of love. Do not underestimate your own light. You have underestimated yourself for too long, my child. You think you are ordinary, but your name is known in heaven. You are a light bearer in your family, the one through whom divine healing is meant to flow. That is why the darkness wanted to stop you. It knew your destiny carries restoration for many others. But heaven has drawn a line, this far, and no further. The tragedy will not reach you, because the divine alarm has been sounded, and you responded. God says, the spiritual realm operates through attention. When you pay attention to this message, you connect to the frequency of protection. When you ignore divine signs, you leave your shield unattended. That is why Archangel Michael says, open it now. Because the moment your spirit receives this word, the light expands, and heaven moves faster on your behalf. In this very moment, angelic forces are surrounding your home, inspecting every corner, ensuring no energy of harm can remain. You may feel warmth in your hands, a shiver through your body, or a sudden peace. That is confirmation. You are being covered. God says, you must stay close to prayer for the next 7 days. Each day, speak gratitude even before you see the outcome. Because gratitude builds a wall of light. The tragedy that was scheduled has already been cancelled in heaven, but the manifestation of protection depends on your continued connection. Speak these words aloud daily: I am covered by divine light. No tragedy can touch me. God's plan for me is unstoppable. These words are not just affirmations, they are spiritual codes that shift realities. There will be moments when you will feel sudden anxiety or tears for no reason. That is not weakness. That is your body releasing the energy of what was meant to harm you. God says, do not fight it, breathe through it. My angels are cleansing you. What was meant to destroy you is now transforming into strength. You will notice, after this period, a sudden rise in clarity, unexpected blessings, and doors opening effortlessly. That's because the attack has turned into an ascension. The tragedy became a turning point. God says, you are entering a phase of divine reversal. What was lost will return multiplied. The people who walked away will think of you suddenly. The opportunities that seemed gone forever will reappear in unexpected forms. You will see signs of renewal everywhere, numbers repeating, sudden chills, songs that seem to speak directly to you. God says, my beloved child, stop everything for a moment and listen carefully. This message is not an ordinary one. This is an urgent cry from heaven, whispered through the winds of destiny and carried to your heart by Archangel Michael himself. It is being delivered at this exact moment because something in the unseen realm is shifting rapidly around you. God says, my child, it's an emergency. A big tragedy is trying to find its way toward you, but if you open your heart right now and listen, it will not touch you. You are protected, but you must not ignore this. Heaven is watching closely, waiting for your faith to rise. There are times when heaven tries to warn before the storm arrives. God says, this is that moment. Archangel Michael has been pacing near you, his sword drawn, not out of fear but out of readiness. He has been sent to guard you because certain forces have tried to send confusion, pain, and distraction your way. But the Lord says, not my child. Not this one. The enemy's plan will crumble the moment you choose faith over fear. Right now, you are being wrapped in divine protection. Every tear you have cried, every sleepless night, every worry you carried, they have all been seen by heaven. Nothing escapes the eyes of your Creator. God says, my beloved, you have been through enough. You have carried storms within while smiling on the outside. You have been misunderstood, judged, and left out. But now heaven moves on your behalf. Archangel Michael says, "You are not alone tonight. I am standing beside you, holding back what was meant to break you." The enemy thought you would give up. The enemy thought you would stop praying. But what the enemy didn't know is that heaven never left your side. Even when you felt like God was silent, He was working behind the scenes, rearranging the entire universe for your protection. There is a shaking happening around you. Something feels unsettled, as if something big is about to unfold, and that's because it is. But listen, God says, the shaking is not to destroy you, it's to remove what no longer belongs. A big tragedy tried to attach itself to your destiny, but heaven intercepted it. You might feel tension, confusion, or sudden emotional heaviness. That's not random, it's spiritual pressure being released. Archangel Michael says, hold on to your faith. Do not panic. I am with you. He has already blocked what was sent to harm you. A situation that looked like it would end in loss will soon turn into a divine rescue. God says, my child, the reason I am warning you now is because I love you too much to stay silent. There is someone around you whose words carry hidden intentions. Be careful whom you trust in this season. The enemy is trying to disguise deceit as kindness. You might feel drawn to share your plans with someone who seems gentle, but I say to you, wait. Pray before you speak. Archangel Michael is whispering, be still and let God expose what's hidden. Before the end of this week, something will come to light. It may shock you at first, but it will also bring peace, because you will finally understand why God allowed certain doors to close and certain people to leave. You are not losing, you are being redirected. Heaven says, do not fear the loss, for I am preparing the gain. A miracle is forming behind what you perceive as chaos. You must trust this process even though you cannot see the full picture. Archangel Michael has already marked your household with divine light. No curse, no attack, no unseen weapon can enter where divine light rests. The tragedy that was meant for you has been reversed. God says, the pain that tried to break you will become your testimony. God says, I am proud of you for not giving up. There were moments when you questioned whether heaven had forgotten your name. There were nights you cried silently, wondering if your prayers even mattered. But heaven never stopped listening. Every whispered prayer has been collected like gold and poured back as divine favor. The reason you are still standing is because your purpose is not over. In fact, something powerful is about to begin. Archangel Michael says, this message is your confirmation. Do not run away from what God is about to show you. Run toward it in faith. Right now, there is divine activity surrounding your life. Angels have been dispatched to your home, to your finances, to your relationships, and to your health. You are entering a spiritual protection zone. God says, even though it feels dark, I am the light that will guide you. Do not allow fear to take root. The tragedy that was approaching has been intercepted because you listened. Heaven says, you are safe. You are chosen. You are covered. There will be a sign. Within the next few hours, you may notice something unusual, a sudden stillness in your heart, a breeze that feels warm even indoors, or a feeling of peace washing over you for no reason. That is not coincidence. That is Archangel Michael's presence confirming that this message reached you at the exact time it was supposed to. God says, do not doubt this. Every second of delay was divine timing. You may feel like your world is being shaken apart, but heaven says, it's being rebuilt stronger. A tragedy was written against your timeline, but God just rewrote your story. You were not meant to fall, you were meant to rise. You were not meant to lose, you were meant to receive something beyond your imagination. What looks like the end will soon reveal itself as a miracle in disguise. God says, I am wiping your tears, even the ones you never let anyone see. You are being healed in ways you cannot yet understand. Your heart is being restored. The pain that seemed endless is nearing its conclusion. Every dark night has its dawn, and your dawn is breaking right now. You are not reading this by chance. You were led here by divine orchestration. Archangel Michael says, Child of light, do not be afraid. I have fought for you while you slept. I have stood guard when no one else was there. He says that the reason you have felt exhausted lately is because your spirit has been in battle, but victory has already been declared in heaven. You just need to rest and trust. God says, your enemies have underestimated you because they forgot who protects you. There are people who thought they could harm your peace or destroy your reputation, but the moment they touched you, heaven recorded it. Now, divine justice is being activated. Every person who spoke falsehoods against you will witness your elevation. Every door they tried to close will open twice as wide. God says, I am not punishing them through you. I am blessing you in front of them so they understand that no one can curse what I have blessed. This message is not meant to scare you, it's meant to awaken you. The tragedy has already been turned away, but your awareness and prayer are the shield that keeps it from returning. Tonight, before you sleep, take one moment to pray. Speak to God sincerely, even if you don't know what to say. Just say, God, I trust you. I receive your protection. Thank you for sending Michael. When you do this, you will feel a shift in the atmosphere. Peace will replace anxiety, and calmness will settle in your spirit. God says, you are safe, but do not ignore the signs I send. I speak through your heart, through dreams, through sudden knowing. If you sense danger or discomfort about a place or a person, don't question it, that's divine intuition. The Holy Spirit is guiding you, not to scare you, but to steer you away from harm. The coming days are sacred. They are days of revelation, where hidden things will be shown and truth will surface. You must be alert yet calm, watchful yet faithful. Heaven says, there will be restoration in areas you thought were lost forever. Finances, relationships, peace of mind, all will return multiplied. The reason the enemy wanted to cause tragedy was to stop your breakthrough, but now that the plan has failed, your blessing will accelerate. Archangel Michael says, stay anchored in faith. The next few days are crucial. Keep your spirit clean, your words kind, and your heart open. God says, do not worry about the outcome. I have already written victory into your story. You are walking into divine favor that cannot be reversed. Everything that once confused you will begin to make sense. You will understand why certain delays occurred, why some people walked away, and why some prayers took longer to manifest. Every unanswered prayer was protection in disguise. Every closed door was an act of mercy. Archangel Michael is speaking softly now, saying, you are loved. Heaven is not angry with you. You have not failed. You have not been forgotten. You are the reason this message was sent. It was meant only for you because your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. A divine instruction was released to protect you from what was forming against you. The moment you decided to read this message, light entered your timeline. God says, the emergency is now handled. What was coming has been stopped. But remember, every day you must stay connected in prayer. Prayer is not begging, it is aligning your heart with divine order. When you pray, you remind heaven that you are willing to walk in trust, not fear. Archangel Michael stands ready every time you call upon him. Say his name when you feel uneasy. Imagine his wings covering you. He will stand between you and every shadow that tries to approach. In the coming days, expect something unexpected, not tragedy, but divine confirmation. It may come as a message, a sudden opportunity, a dream, or even a stranger's kindness. Heaven communicates in mysterious ways. When it happens, your spirit will know instantly that it is connected to this moment. God says, do not panic. Do not fear. You are safe. The energy that once felt heavy will start to lift. The confusion will fade. What was hidden will be revealed, and clarity will replace doubt. Your faith is your greatest weapon, and your peace is your proof that heaven is near. So breathe, my beloved child. Let go of the worry. The tragedy that tried to enter your life was stopped by divine hands. Archangel Michael has sealed your path with protection. You will not fall. You will not lose. You will rise. God says, you are my masterpiece, and I will never abandon what I created in love. You are surrounded by light even when you cannot see it. You are being guided even when you cannot hear it. You are being protected even when you don't feel it. The storm may roar, but you will stand untouched because you are held in the palm of divine grace. Rest tonight knowing that heaven is awake on your behalf. The emergency has been resolved. You are safe, loved, chosen, and eternally protected. God says, I am with you, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you, you are safe, you just have to trust me and pray to me. God says, my beloved child, listen very carefully, because this message is not ordinary. It is being sent directly from the throne of heaven, through the mighty Archangel Michael, who now stands with his sword of divine light drawn beside you. Heaven is trembling with urgency, and the sound of angelic trumpets echo through the realms because time is running short. What I am about to reveal is not to frighten you, but to awaken you, to call your soul back into alignment before something irreversible happens. This is an emergency, but within this emergency, there is also divine protection, because my hand is already upon you. Archangel Michael says, do not be afraid, but do not ignore this. A big tragedy is approaching, a test so powerful it could shake the foundations of your faith if you are not prepared. Yet, if you stay close to God, if you trust, pray, and do not doubt even when the world feels like it is collapsing, you will be safe. You will not be destroyed. You will be carried through by the wings of light. You have been feeling a strange pressure around you lately, moments where your heart feels heavy for no reason, moments where you sense something is off but cannot explain why. Those sensations were not random. They were divine signals, warnings whispered into your spirit by angels. Heaven has been trying to reach you, to pull you away from paths that are leading toward danger. Something or someone near you has been covered by the shadows, hiding their true intentions. This is not to make you suspicious of everyone, but to awaken your discernment, to sharpen your inner vision, because heaven sees what human eyes cannot. God says, there is something unfolding behind the veil. Plans are being made in the dark, but I am your light. Before this darkness even touches you, I will expose it. Before the tragedy even begins, I will turn it into testimony. But you must listen to my voice now. Do not wait. Do not doubt. Do not brush this away thinking it is coincidence. This message has been guided to you in perfect divine timing. Michael is standing near you even now, and he is weeping, not out of weakness, but out of divine love. He is pleading with you to listen because he has fought countless battles for your soul already. He has guarded you in moments you never knew were dangerous. When you were about to make a decision that could have harmed your destiny, he redirected your steps. When the enemy tried to trap you with confusion or false promises, Michael was the one who stood between you and destruction. And now, once again, he stands before you saying, Child of light, hear us. The time is urgent. Heaven has seen what is coming, and we will not let you fall if you trust us. God says, you are not alone. Every tear you cried was recorded in my book. Every night you couldn't sleep because of fear, I was there beside you. I know you have suffered. I know you have been betrayed. I know that lately it feels like things are slipping out of control, but I assure you, nothing is out of my control. Every storm that tries to rise against you must pass through me first. And I have already decreed that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The tragedy that heaven sees is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to awaken you. It is meant to cleanse what has been corrupt, to expose what has been hidden, to push you closer to me. It may involve people you trusted. It may involve sudden changes, or unexpected loss. But do not cry as one who has no hope. Cry if you must, but know that every tear will become a seed that grows into a miracle. For I am the God who turns ashes into beauty, pain into power, endings into divine beginnings. Michael says, be strong. The storm is real, but so is your armor. The enemy will try to whisper lies to make you believe you are unprotected, unloved, unworthy, but those are illusions. You are covered in divine light. You are marked by heaven's seal. Even if you walk through the valley of shadows, you are surrounded by legions of angels. When you feel weak, call on me, call on God, call on the light, and watch as darkness flees before you. There is someone around you who is not what they seem. Heaven is showing signs that this person carries hidden intentions. They may smile to your face but speak against you in silence. God says, do not fear them, and do not seek revenge. I am your justice. I am your defender. I will reveal the truth in perfect time, and when I do, every lie told about you will crumble like dust. Your destiny is sacred. It is not something that can be taken by anyone. The forces trying to harm you know that if you rise fully into your purpose, you will become unstoppable. That is why they are trying to confuse or delay you. But heaven says, the delay ends now. This message is your sign. A shift is happening in the spiritual realm. The things that once held you down will release you. The doors that were locked will open. The path that looked impossible will clear. But only if you trust me fully and do not ignore this message. God says, you have been chosen for a purpose far greater than you imagine. The pain you went through was not punishment, it was preparation.